Hi everyone, it's Kirsten YouTube channel. Welcome back to another video on my channel. Today I am going to be reviewing our round 22 clash against Brisbane Lions. If you are a returning Kirsten Magpies, welcome. Like and comment. If you're new to the channel and watching this for the first time, like, comment and subscribe. There's 31.1% of you that have watched my videos that haven't subscribed, so if you can please subscribe, please do. It means the world to me. So I'm going to go on and talk about Brisbane for 10 minutes, and then I'll rip into our boys for that, because that was just pathetic of performance. Now, if you're new and you're watching this for the first time, I'll talk about the game. Normally I want to talk about a team for 10 minutes, but I'll talk about a game and I'll talk about, go through the first, second, third, fourth quarter, and then I'll rate this out of 10. But with Brisbane, they are looking for a top 14. Last year, Brisbane Lions, they had a really good run. Didn't have to leave Queensland at all. They had all games in Queensland, but I think the Geelong game last year, and this year was different. You know, they've had their challenges. They've had to play in Melbourne and then losing one home game, and then playing us in Queensland. So the season's been okay with that. But they played really, really well. Credit to Chris Fagan. Credit to how he coaches as well. When he got the job, I think it was then in 2017, he got them rebuilding. He played the kids, he got good coaching, and he absolutely showed the reason why you should. For that reason, and I think that's how I see Brisbane. I see Brisbane as a really, really good team. I had them top 4 at the start of the year. Their chance to be in that top 4, definitely. And they are a really good side. They got Charlie Cameron, who I think is a very good crummer. Yeah, you kick it low to him, he can take those marks and can certainly kick the goals. When he comes, like, he absolutely flies off the pack. I really thought they played a really decent game, and throughout the whole game, they absolutely put us to the sword, really. On top of that, so it's a lot of credit's got to go out to them, and well done for Brisbane as well to get Joe Danaher and turn him into a player that you can get him on park. Essendon failed that. There's genuine a lot of care for that. He would have gone for Sydney. Just think, with the environment that Brisbane's had, they knew they can fix him up, and it's just the way that you see it with him, the way that he kicks his 3 goals. Cameron kicks 6. McStay's another one who I thought like he was a defender, but they turned him into a forward, and they really played their role real well in that forward line. That they're a fast ball movement team as well, so I think you go into a game with Brisbane and you know, like, how you're going to stop that. They're going to be a premiership team. They're in the mix, certainly. I feel like you got to give them a lot of credit for that. And to rest Mitch Robertson, who suffered tightness in the calf as well. He has done really well playing up in Brisbane, but simple as that. He's a tough nut bastard where on the footy field, like, you want to have him in your team. And Brisbane Lions are grateful for having him because, you know, the way that he was at Carlton certainly changed his life around, and it's great for his career. Brisbane are a team that I think that you can't underestimate them. And the facts are, like, they played really well. Like, they've had the disappointment of going out in straight sets to, like, in 2019. Last year, they won against Richmond, sorry. And they played probably poor prelim, but Geelong got over the top. But I think one thing that we'll know more about with Brisbane is that they're looking to play a lot better. And I feel like this is a great opportunity as well. And the facts are they're always going to win. I did not think for 1 minute that we would win that game. I thought it would be close, but Brisbane just... Our team at the moment, they're on the mission. Like, second half of the season, you have to give them a lot more credit than what they deserve. So, with Brisbane Lions now, they don't rely on, like, they've got players there like Rich and Harris Andrews that can do a job, but Oscar McDonald in Iraq, he's not there. He's very important to their structures. I give him credit for that. I think when I see someone like him, I see, you know, he does his job. They don't rely on one player. It's a whole team performance. Okay, if one's having a bad game, the others will lift and help out their teammates. And I think, in a way, with Brisbane, you see that. You see how they want to perform. You see how they want to play. And I think with a coach like Chris Fagan, I think you'll get a premiership coach out of that. And the reason why Chris Fagan is a really good coach is that he always wants perfect. Like, when they play against the Gold Coast Suns, like, you see that they gave teams a head start and then they fought back hard. Now, like in the game last night, it was playing well from the start and holding on. And I think that's a bonus. I think that's a real bonus, and we don't often see that. So I think as well, on top of that, you've got to play like that. And I think as well, you add the amount of space they had. You got to have pressure in football, and if you don't have that, then how are you going to perform well as a club? Oh, mate, it's... Now, people say, who do you hate the most? If I were to be honest enough, look, I don't mind Carlton, I don't mind Brisbane. But when it comes to rivals, I hate Carlton, but I also hate Brisbane. Because of the grand finals that we've been in as well. So I think what we get out of it with Brisbane is, they're going to be up there deep in September and they're going to be playing grand finals. As simple as that. I think for the rest of the season, I think you're going to find Brisbane being up there. I think you're going to find that Brisbane Lions are going to be a champion team and build this dynasty of winning a couple of premierships. I think in the next couple of years, I just don't see them. I think with a younger team, you can afford to have that, and I think that's great for Brisbane's point of view. But also learn on how you can improve as a team. And they'll get better. They'll be up there once and for all. And build up that dynasties, which I expect them to in the next couple of years. Because they have been a star team. They've got this team going well. So, when I speak about Brisbane, the way I see it, is a bit of grunt, passion, toughness, hardness around the ball, able to execute their game plan and do it nicely. So I look at Brisbane and I go, fuck, they're a good team. I really do think that. I think that they are going to become a premiership winning team maybe this year. There's a fair few teams that drop off, but I don't think I'll see Brisbane Lions in doing that. I think I'm going to see more successful than anything. The last grand final would have been 2004 when they've lost it, but other than that, I think that they've been off for so long and you have to admire them for that. So now I'm going to talk about Collingwood, and this might be a rant now. Spoke about it for about 10 minutes now on Brisbane, giving them praise. But now, Collingwood. Let's get straight into the game before I do that. 4 goes 2 to 3 goes 2. What's my opinion? What I thought that first quarter. Mycheck missed a couple shots in that first quarter. If he kicked them, at least one of them would be close enough. But the facts are Brisbane are as good as the team as what we see them. And I think that couple times we did well. We kicked the first thanks to Jamie Elliott. But we certainly have tried to go through this type of emotions for us, because I think that the first was there. I think we should have took our chances. We should have done a little bit better structurally. For what it was. 2 goes 1 to 7 goes 2. That's the fucking ball game right there. The second quarter is the ball game. That is how. I think we're 37 points down at half time. And thinking we don't need to get all of it in this third quarter. I thought if we're going to do well in the third quarter, because this is typical of us. We get a few goals and we'll either lose or we'll try and win it. But I think that was the way that we went about it. The third quarter, 1 goal 4 to 7 goals 2 in that third quarter, and we were too far down to even try and milk a comeback. In the last quarter, fuck me, man. 2 goes 2 to 4 goes 4. No, 4 goes 4, sorry. That's the ball game. Right there, that's the ball game. It's certainly as much as it feels. Now, I'll go through the positives and the negatives. There's not too many positives out of this type of game. It's all negative. But there is a couple good signs that I saw. 23 disposals, 4 tackles by Jamie Elliott, 27 disposals, 4 tackles for Jordan Jagoe, and 1 goal 2. Jack Cripps, 30 disposals, 7 marks. That is a positive as well. Other than that, sometimes when we got that ball movement going, it was great. We were able to convert. My check kicked the goal as well. That was a positive in that last quarter. I liked Given and Henry, the way that they kicked a couple of goals as well. Thought they showed something. The youngsters impressed, in my opinion. But this is our worst loss since 2015, round 21 against Richmond. But our biggest defeat, I reckon, 2005 against Brisbane up at the Gabba, and this team hurts, yeah? This team fucking hurts me to the point where I come on, we have to stop Cameron, we have to stop Danaher, McStay, we got to stop Harris Andrews from taking instant marks, and yet we didn't do that. We were poor on the night. Negatives, well, what can I say? Our turnovers, our skills cost us. I think maybe it was a positive like that first quarter was, to an extent, where we were with them for that first quarter. Other than that, that was it. So, Brisbane played 3 in the big quarters, which is a positive for them as usual. But technically they played 4, but I thought the first quarter it was even, and I picked Brisbane right from the start. I thought it would have been a closer game. I thought if we crack in, give it a good shot, if we're within a couple of goals, I think we would have been challenging them a little bit. But the negatives are the second, third and fourth quarters. I thought the way that we played in all 3, I thought that was bad. Our turnovers were just costly. Not working hard enough on that. I thought Grundy did alright, held his own. Darcy Cameron, at times he looked good as a positive, but then throughout the game it was just dull. Hoskin Elliott tried, Jamie Elliott always tries to go. He ripped into Maynard. I just want to talk about that. I liked it from a fan's point of view. And the reason why I like that, because I like seeing that passion. I like seeing criticism that you care for this fucking football club. And That's the way it is. At times we have to show some care. We have to show some fight. Other than that, it's the way that we were in that game, and it was just poor, just really piss poor effort. Brisbane made us like a bottom 6 team, and fuck, that does hurt to the point where I'm a bit embarrassed. It's their teams that we should be beating, and we've had for good records against. We've let that slip the last couple times. But credit to Brisbane as well, because they certainly do deserve that win. More than what we do, and we just look second rate for the rest of the season. So there are a lot of negatives. Our ball movement was the negatives. The way that we defend was a negative. The way that we overused our handballs were a negative, and we looked second rate. We really did, to the point where, what else can we do? What else can we do as a team? The only good thing positive about next week is that there's 4 quarters left. And then there's no more talking about Collingwood for the rest of the season, until I do my play ratings, and of course the season review for that, for Collingwood. As much as possible. Do I really want to do a rating out of 10? I'm going to give that a 1. Yeah, I think a 1 is about right. Nearly 0. I could have gone nothing, but the first quarter, a few of our players stood up when it mattered. What else can I say? So, as I do this now, I do leave with something. I leave with something. As for this performance, it's a shit show. It's an embarrassment. It's all of that. Watching 2 streams last night, bit of footy and slope league, you felt fucked. And it's mentally draining as well when you look at it and you go, how bad can we be as a football club? So obviously I'll go through the play ratings. 1 out of 10. I thought that was pretty bad. We saved it from being 100 points. At the end of the day, 85 points. When you look at 22-10, 143 to 8-9, I think it was 55. So 30, 6, 42, 51. As well. I could be wrong. I will check it on the scoreboard, but we're not going to play finals if we keep dishing up performances like this. If Nick Dacos is our man that can fix it, I think he'll be great for us. But he's not the answer. He ain't the answer to everything. Injuries have killed us at times, but then the players that we brought in as well needs to matter, needs to count for something. And again, we could not lay tackles, which is a lot of negatives in that. But I'll leave you now after this review. It stings. Like, comment and subscribe for more AFL content, for more Collingwood content. That will do me. I'm at a loss. Depression is at its full fucking low at the moment, but until then, go the Mighty Pies. I'll say this. Until then, bye.